5.1 part 2 starts with the slope formula. So remember that slope is the same thing as rate of change. And this time they're going to give you a formula for it. Rate of change yesterday was to find the change in the y values and put it over the change in the x values. Well, to find this change, we're going to subtract the 2. So if I have 2 y values, I'm going to subtract them, put that on top of the 2 x values. So this is the equation that they give us to find slope. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Remember that those little numbers are not exponents. That just means the second y minus the first y over the second x minus the first x. And remember that m stands for slope. All right, what is the slope of the line through these 2 points? I highly recommend that you label each of these because the most important thing is that you don't put them in the wrong order when you're subtracting. So this is the first x, this is the first y, this is the second x, this is the second y. So now when I plug those numbers into this equation, it will get me the correct slope. Okay, so y2 is negative 2 minus y1 is 0. On the bottom, x2 is 3 minus x1 is negative 1. Okay, so what I have right here is minus minus, which gives me a plus. Then I can actually subtract. Negative 2 minus 0 is still negative 2, and 3 plus 1 is 4. Now you always want to simplify, so this negative 2 over 4 is going to leave me with a slope of negative 1/2. Okay, the slope of the line through 1, 3, and 4, negative 1. This is x1, y1, x2, y2. So when I plug these in, on the top I will have negative 1 minus 3, and on the bottom I will have 4 minus 1. That leaves me with negative 4 over 3 for my slope. Never turn slope into a mixed number because then you won't have a rise over run anymore. Leave it as an improper. All right, what is the slope of each line? This time they gave us the graph, but they also gave us the points. If they don't, you just have to write your own ordered pairs. Okay, so I have x1, y1, x2, y2. So on top, I will have 2 minus 2, and on the bottom, I will have 2 minus negative 3, which gives me a 0 over 5. Now, if you notice, I'm not really rising at all in this one. Also, if I tried to do 0 divided by 5, if I have 0 things and I try to divide them into 5 groups, I'm going to get a 0. Okay, so a horizontal line is going to give me a slope of 0 every time. All right, then this vertical line over here, let's try and see what that gives us. I have x1, y1, and x2, y2. So when I plug that into my equation, I will have negative 2 minus 1 over negative 2 minus negative 2. So my slope will be negative 3 over 0. And if I tried to divide, if I have negative 3 things, and I try to divide those into 0 groups, it's not possible. If I have things, I can't divide them into 0 groups. So a vertical line, their slope is going to be what we call undefined. Okay, and if you watch my video attached about slope dude, you will see what I'm talking about. Okay, here's a good point for you to pause your video, come back and see if you get the same answers as me. Okay, number 4A should be undefined, and 4B would be a slope of 0. So this is a horizontal line, this is a vertical line when graphed. All right, state the independent variable and the dependent variable, and then find the rate of change for each situation. Remember that an independent variable is your x's, and a dependent variable is your y's. Okay, so the cost of 3 gallons of milk is $8.85, and 5 gallons of milk is $14.75. Okay, so our gallons of milk is our independent. That's going to tell us our dependent total. Okay, so now I should be able to use those like ordered pairs. So I have 3 for 885 and 5 for 1475. Okay. X1, Y1, X2, Y2. Now I can plug it in. So I will have 1475 minus 885 on the top and 5 minus 3 on the bottom. That leaves me with $5.90 for 2 gallons, which is really $2.95 per 1 gallon. All right, we're just going to look at this really quick and give any details that you think you can remember. This would be good for you to have in your notes, actually, if you can fill this out yourself. But remember that a positive slope moves this direction. Zero slope is a horizontal line. Negative slope moves this direction, and an undefined slope is a vertical line. Okay, maybe in a zero slope you want to remember that it's always 0 over some number, and an undefined slope is some number over 0. Anything else that you can think of to put in here would be fantastic just to help for studying in the future. Otherwise, you can finish your assignment on page 296 with 17 through 22, 26 through 32, and the rest of the lesson quiz.